Hello guys, it's Shane Davis with another video. 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with none other than my beautiful, charismatic, sometimes will make me a sandwich wife of mine, Yanzi Lynn. And today, this is just in, guys. The American comic book industry is dead. Here we go. So a little bing and a little bam going on here. April 2021 MPD book scans came in. Now, this is the top 20 adult graphic novels. So we're going to go down through this. It's not too good for the American comic book industry. And I've said this before in previous videos, and we've covered it a lot on this channel. There was reports in Japan that were kind of guesstimating this, and it's coming to fruition. Basically, Japan is doing American superheroes better than we are with My Hero Academia. That's the truth. Okay, they're making a solid product. It starts at volume 1, it goes into infinity till it ends, and they'll make something else, whether it's One Punch Man or they'll just write it out. So right now, if you walk around in your department stores, you'll start noticing that there's actually more and more merchandise for this out, and it's getting next to the Marvel action figures. I just saw some My Hero Academia socks today, believe it or not, when I was shopping for socks. And this stuff is it's hitting the ground pretty heavy and pretty fast. Now, why I bring up My Hero Academia as an example of how horrible the American comic book industry is performing. You could get into how it's being ran. You could get into how the talent in American comic book industry it's too busy calling customers an istophobe. Don't buy my book, whatever. But the reality behind this is we are underperforming. It doesn't matter why we're underperforming, but there is a result and a cash result. And what happens and what people often don't put together, that cash is representative of a reader. That meaning, like, if you sell a certain number, that means that's that many people reading your product. And it's very important, because why are you making comics at Marvel and DC Comics if nobody's reading it? And a lot of people are probably saying this right now at a big corporate table. Why are we making Marvel and DC Comics if nobody's reading it? That conversation's happening right now, I promise you. And there's going to be probably a lot more layoffs happening really soon, really quick. So everybody, wake up. Okay, if this isn't the wake up call that you've been waiting for, the next one's just going to be like a beep. I mean, that's it. This is it. Wake up, snap out of it, do something different, pull your bootstraps up, get your shit together, or you're out. This is it, right? So let's get into it.
Looks like the top 20 adult graphic novels, which typically, will include some maybe Batman trades and so on and so forth. This month of April is conspicuously missing. We don't see a single American superhero book on here at all. On the other hand, though, we have not one, not two, but 9 different volumes of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba up on there. Not surprising, considering that Mugen Train, the movie here, is currently in theaters in the States. Of course, we have our staple favorite, My Hero Academia. Not that many, but still, it proves that superhero genre, not quite as dead as you would think in the market over here. Of course, we have adventure books, Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, Spy X Family, Tokyo Ghoul. So it's a very nice mix of different genres, but I would say predominantly, action adventure, isn't it?
A lot of it's all of it's probably action adventure. And one of it, the top selling one, in at least this book scan in America, is actually My Hero Academia. Now, I think Demon Slayer probably does better than My Hero Academia, because we talked about those book charts before in Japan. But like in America, where, we've basically, Marvel and DC have cultivated an audience that they used to call Marvel zombies before they decided to shoot all the Marvel zombies in the head. They had what they called Marvel zombies, and it was a type of people that were used to the Marvel brand, and Marvel would tout this around saying, well, we can't do any wrong because we always got the Marvel zombies to depend on. Well, the Marvel zombies are probably buying your My Hero Academia right now. And why? Because you came in with right think, with woke thinking characters and stuff, called people names, And also, you invested a lot in YA graphic novels. So let's talk about where are the YA graphic novels. And here we go.
Since you mentioned YA graphic novels, I'm looking at this list and I am not seeing any of those so-called fabled YA novel attempts by Marvel or DC on this list either. It looks like it's mainly Dogman on this list.
A lot of Dogman.
And a lot of Reina Telgemeier, which is not surprising. But yeah, mainly Dogman. So people who are saying, oh, don't worry, YA will save the DC and Marvel. It's like, no, not really. No.
Yeah, and this was a catchphrase that was coming out around the COVID shutdown with the American comic book industry, and numbers came out, and they're like, hey, guys, everybody on Twitter that works in the mainstream comic book industry, we made more money last year than ever. And it's like, dude, you can't add Dogman into that because you're not making Dogman. They're like, no, we're DC Comics, we're Marvel, we're getting into the YA business. That's the future. Let's cut rates on the mainstream books and let's get into the YA stuff. But none of the YA stuff is actually hitting the top 10. Is this top 10 or top 20?
Top 20, so.
Top 20. You're not even, I mean, and these are branded, recognizable characters like the Justice League, Batman. We've seen Gotham High. We've seen I'm Not Starfire, which is that out yet? I don't think that's out yet. These are the type of crazy. Yet. It's not out yet. But I mean, you know, Raven, Beast Boy, none of these YA books at DC's actually hit what they say are big numbers or even a drop in the bucket on this list. So are the YA numbers worth doing at all? Like, if you can't make the list, like, what are you doing them for? Are they maybe possibly in the negative? Now, there was a lady that she was part of the Bloodbath at DC. She was leading the YA novels, and they quickly fired her. And I said then in that video that that's very alarming because they're saying this is the way of the future. You would not be firing somebody unless these books are not being ordered. And according to this list, they are not being ordered at all. Like, at least in the numbers that matter. So DC Comics, you know, to have utility in characters like Batman and Superman, and technically you could have a Batman YA novel, not evidently you can't. You know, it's all Dogman. So if DC can't get on either one of these lists, Marvel Comics can't get on any one of these lists, why would these corporations that bought these comic companies still make comics? They already have the library of characters. They just have to keep these characters in use and somehow. And this is a really big conversation that's happening right now as we speak. As Marvel's doing deals with Penguin and other things, these are desperate moves to try to find somebody who can sell books because obviously they don't. Now, what's going to happen with the Penguin deal, which this is all relative. One of these things absolutely has to affect the other. I know it sounds like we're talking about Manga List and this, but they're all relative. When they go to Penguin, they're going to find out it's not like a distribution problem. It's actually not. It's a content problem. And they're going to find out with a different distributor like of graphic novels and stuff that their numbers are going to be good on the things that are actually good comic books, things that aren't preaching to people, things that aren't trying to be super progressive. You're not race swapping a character. You're actually appreciating the character. Maybe you're making some new characters for the race that you're supposedly trying to represent when you race swap a character or do a gender swap. So these are realities in product that the manga field, if we go back to it, they're navigating really well. Like with My Hero Academia, they're not really pushing social politics on their characters at all. They're their audience. So, I mean, you know, when you push those things into these properties, Demon Slayer, another one, it's an entertaining action manga. That's it. It has a good story. It's going places. It's moving forward. And you realize that your time and investment in it is worth it because it will have a solid ending. So it's interesting. These are interesting times. But what else is interesting? Bam! Starlight Cat's moving upwards. 110,000 new backers yesterday. So we're moving on up. Maybe 111 pretty soon. So go check it out if you haven't. Now that we've hit $110,000, every backer of the comic will get a postcard for our new comic that will launch after. Codename Project Rex. So if you want to see the premiere of our next project, go over back Starlight Cats now. Little girl, big adventure, cats in space. It's that simple, guys. I don't know how else to sell it. And please, if you will, look down below. You want to hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you think we're you know, in the ballpark of being right on this, like we usually are in the comic news. And also, please share the video. It helps us out. We're about to hit 4,000 subs. That's big news for a little channel like this. So all your support, greatly appreciated. And we will catch you guys again with another video.